Good morning, Hank. It's Tuesday. So as of this recording, your app Focus Friend is the #1 most popular app in the United States, ahead of like ChatGPT and TikTok and Gmail and all other apps, which is just a ridiculous situation. Obviously, this is amazing. I'm super excited for you. I think there's a lot to recommend about the app, but there is one major problem with it that needs to be addressed post-haste. So I've been using Focus Friends for several weeks now, and here's the idea. You have this bean, and the bean likes to knit, but every time you use your phone, the bean gets distracted from its knitting. So in order to let the bean focus, you can go into focus mode, which allows the bean to knit for a certain amount of time while you do whatever it is you need to do away from your phone. When you're done, you've had some time to be productive, and your bean has had some time to knit socks, and then you can trade those socks to decorate your room. Now listen, Hank, there is a lot to recommend about Focus Friend. Since I got home from tour, I've been writing a lot, and one thing about writing is that you can't do it while you're also on TikTok. And Focus Friend has helped me tremendously to focus on writing instead of following the siren call of my phone. Maybe the best part of Focus Friend is that you can stop focus mode, but when you do, your bean's knitting evaporates and it looks super disappointed. And there's just something about me that doesn't want to disappoint the bean. So I'll pick up my phone and I'll be like, well, I'd like to look at one of my distracting apps, but unfortunately I can't because it would interrupt this bean's knitting. It's great for kids going back to school. The design and illustration are top notch. You don't collect or sell any personal data. There's not even a login. And maybe best of all, there are currently no advertisements. So it's like a clean, free, effective app, which in the year of our Lord 2025 is vanishingly rare. But, Hank, I have to be honest, there are some issues. First, you decorate your room in a couple weeks of constant use, and I do use it constantly, and then there are no more rooms to decorate currently. I know you're working on that, but just a note from a user. But much more importantly, the biggest issue I have with the app is with one of the in-app purchases. So the app pays for its development with optional in-app purchases. Basically, you can upgrade your bean or upgrade its knitting or whatever. And that's great. If it works and makes it possible to continue having an ad-free experience, I am all for it. I do, however, have a glaring issue with one of the in-app purchases. So, Hank, when you called to tell me about Focus Friends, you were like, hey, did I mention that I worked with a developer named Bria to make this Focus app? And I was like, no, you didn't mention that, but I'm not surprised because if you give Hank Green 3 free hours, he will invent a new business. And then you pitched me the app, and I was like, oh my God, that's a brilliant idea. And then you said, yeah, and you can also upgrade your bean by buying beans like Hank Bean or John Bean. And I was like, that's hilarious. I love it. So when I got the app, I was immediately like, I will support this fine endeavor by purchasing John Bean for the low price of $5.99, and then I went to look at John Bean is a 70-year-old bean, Hank. Now, he is drinking Keats & Co. coffee, which I appreciate. The shirt is on point, the bean is adorable, etc. However, as you will notice, Hank, I have a number, admittedly a diminishing number, but a number of brown hairs, whereas John Bean is entirely gray-haired. This reminds me a little bit of recently when I was with my daughter and her best friend and her best friend's younger brother who is learning his colors, and he was going around saying the name of everyone's hair, and he was like, this person has yellow hair, and this person has brown hair, and this person has black hair. Then he looked at me, and he said, and this person has gray hair. No, I don't, Sammy. Respectfully, what the hell is wrong with you? I have brown hair with a bit of silver at the temples. So yes, I have a problem with Focus Friend. I'm sure you have many requests for app changes, but I would like to be salt and pepper at the very least. But other than forcing me to reckon with my own mortality, which is not really what I'm looking for in my screen regulating phone applications, Focus Friend is pretty great. I mean, I just can't believe you've done it again, Hank Green. You astonish me. Ever since you invented 2D glasses, you've been on a non-stop run of making things, and you simply will not quit. I will say that every time you develop a new idea without getting rid of an old one, I grow a few more gray hairs, which, as you might have been able to tell, I'm a bit sensitive about, so I would appreciate it if you slowed down at some point. So please just be cautious and consider my diminishingly brunette coiffure before the next time you start something big. However, genuinely, congratulations. The #1 app? Are you kidding me? And now, Hank, I am going to go back to writing, which means it's time to tell my Focus Friend good news. You get a chance to do some knitting. Hank, I'll see you on Friday. I can't believe you. I can't believe it's the #1 app in the world. It's the funniest. I mean, how do you do it over and over again? Where does the energy come from? I'm so tired just watching you. Being the tail to your comet is a full-time job, you ridiculous, beautiful freak.